dramatic urban torture, drunk driving, hostage siege, government shutdown, collapses, desperation, despair, deep into debt, criminal persecuted, semi-automatic handgun, explosive gunman killed a tourist, funeral victims, racist massive lawsuit, hostage, ethnic war, cancer death rate fleeing for their lives, CIA narcotics operations, hungry, homeless, frustrated terrorists, spoiled, unsanitary, hard-hitting losers, brutal, bizarre, critical bombing, the gangs rule, criminal anti-government love triangle, deeper and deeper into damage, even death, anti-drug DEA, worldwide ban, time for us to bug out. Rocked by rape, rocked by rape, rocked by rape, sex, drugs, and rocked by rape. Disgruntled conspirator attack, killed. U.S. warplane went down in flames, crash, gunned down, shooting death, blood drops, murderer. Desperate tragedy, isn't he dead? Death penalty, ransom note, forbidding notorious, overwhelming, communist urban punishment, low ethics, extortion and murder. A plane crash set an entire neighborhood on fire. International smuggling pipeline. Make it faster, better, cheaper. Health risk, criminal, murdering a man, tough diplomatic hell on earth. Magnetic radiation, fraudulent assassins, mysterious murder, chemical terrorism, military targets, total crash, danger, the freak accident, known survivors, wild and woolly semi-automatic truck bomb, emergency anti-fatal shooting rampage, notorious negative police brutality, fear, the hidden Nazis next door, Marxist rebels, serious murderer, accidents, problems, punitive damages, like that negative, heart-wrenching controversy, time for us to bug out. Rocked by rape, rocked by rape, rocked by rape, sex, drugs, and rocked by rape. Bug out, bug out, bug out, bug out. And that's part of our world tonight. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Good night, and have a great weekend.
Thank you very much. Before I have a real accident, I better make way here. But there are CDs of that for sale in the back, and Evolution Control Committee is very Googleable. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, we've seen now some more of the technology aspects of this. Now I want to really delve into the technological aspects in terms of social, political interaction, and introduce to you Ricardo Dominguez. He's done some amazing work in terms of technology and social issues. And so let's bring him up, and we'll get his laptop hooked up right now. So I hope that I'm sort of showing you that sort of Venn diagram of where technological exploration and hacking and culture jamming and exploring and all those things sort of mix together to create some really interesting pieces of art and some things to make you think. So here we go. Here is Ricardo Dominguez.
Hola. My son's back there making commentary, so I'll try to move ahead as quickly as possible. Yes, Dr. Zay, I hear you. Electronic civil disobedience, which is where I'll begin, is something that developed with Critical Art Ensemble in Tallahassee, Florida in the early 80s. We were not hackers. We did not have computers. All we saw what was available in the media, whether it was War Games or Tron or Colossus, the Forbin Project, or the Computer War Tennis Shoes, or Neuromancer. Those were the spaces that were available to us. And so Critical Art Ensemble took William Gibson's definition of cyberspace as a mass consensual hallucination to heart. And in that book, he defines a situation where hackers, a hacker and a cyborg, are unable to break through a very hard bunker of informatics. And they have to go to another group, the Panther Moderns. The Panther Moderns are a theater group who create 10,000 realities that then enable hackers and cyborgs to move forth to break the informatic bunker. So we decided to be the Panther Moderns. And the way that we did this was through a form of utopian plagiarism, which we enunciated in Electronic Disturbance, our first book, actually written in the 80s, but published in 1994, I think, available online, copyright. And there we decided to begin to map out the future of the 90s and how we would intervene in that emerging future. We divided it into three areas of emerging capitalism. In the early 90s, between 1990 and 1994, digital capitalism would emerge. Our method of intervention would be electronic civil disobedience, which was a new version of civil disobedience. That's mass nonviolent action within that performative matrix. The next area would be the emergence of biocapitalism, working with ACT UP, AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power in the 80s. Community research initiatives were developed in terms of dealing with interventions into the biological core. And of course, some of you may know what happened to some of my co-mates, particularly Steve Kurtz, who was accused of bioterrorism in the 2003 and has won the court case. And then finally would be particle capitalism, the emergence of nanotechnology from 98 to 2001, and the area of intervention there would be nanotoxicology. So in the early 90s, I came here to New York City and started working with the artist Wolfgang Stahle to create Thing.net, an internet service provider for artists and activists. We host such groups, and this was, of course, before the web, but later they became fairly well known, Artmark, eToy, the Yes Men, Electronic Disturbance Theater, of course. Now, one of the questions for electronic civil disobedience was that we had a theory that it would be nonviolent direct action online, but we didn't have a practice. That is, the matrix itself wasn't really played out. And so reading the Rand Corporation papers of the early 90s of Ronfeld and Aquila, they began to define cyber war and cyber crime and cyber terrorism. So I thought that would be a good theoretical space to then intervene a difference, and that is electronic civil disobedience, which would not work in the same way as cyberspace in terms of cyber terrorism, cyber crime, and cyber war. That is, that electronic civil disobedience would work on this mass consensual hallucination paradigm and shift the semantic core of the language. So that was prepared, but we really did not have a fullness of vision to develop the idea until 1994. And now I'm going to do a really bad keynote that I put up here as I was on a plane at Red Eye this morning. And it was in 1994, 1 minute after midnight, that the Zapatistas emerged at the same time as NAFTA, the free trade zone, the first act of neoliberalism in practice. The digital Zapatistas emerged exactly at that same time. The Zapatistas ripped into the electronic fabric, unbeknownst to themselves and to others. An impossibility occurred, a consensual hallucination.